I still can't remember how to say it, but I pronounce it as mesquite.
Mesquite.
Sounds like something that a pig has. Squeak.
Well, and the funny thing is, going back to the whole, tortilla, etc., and jalapenos, everyone thought she was joking.
Yeah, I actually said it to Phil because we were unloading a container, and I was like, "Oh, so this is the size of the mesquite bag." And he goes, "What did you just say?" And I was like, "The mesquite charcoal." And then Sean started laughing. They're both laughing at me, and I've been saying it with confidence to customers for 2 years. Thank God I'm just in marketing now, and I just write it. I don't actually have to pronounce it.
Gdayall, and welcome to episode 76. Now, I'm going to tell you the name in a second, but this was a work in progress. The producer was very pleased with himself because he's like, what can we do? Like an American Werewolf in London, and then there's all these other movies. And then he realized this episode is now called Spanner in the Works.
Oh, that's very good. Very good.
I never had a spanner. I had wrenches.
Well, see, this is the Australian-American connection. So who we're having here is one of our...
I had a Cocker Spaniel.
What was his name?
Tuppence.
You're kidding.
No.
Did your mom name him?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, now getting back to business, we have one of our USAFoods crew, Anna, who we've heard before, Anna Pertle. Is that correct? And how do I say it correctly?
Okay, not like that. It's Pertil.
Pertil.
Just like
Very, yeah.
Pertil.
But everyone says Pertle. So
Well, that's okay. I was
called
ready
Turtle.
for Turtle.
All the time.
What? Okay. But I've never had to say your last name.
No, I don't think so.
No, so there you go. So now we all learned something. Now, what we're getting from Anna today is a little view on what it's like to be so Australian, because she's a country girl from Bendigo. So it's very Australian there, to come into USAFoods, where we have Illinois, we have New York, we have California, and
culture.
And culture, that's right. You can call it that, loosely. And, we speak in shorthand a lot, so Anna's had to try to figure that out. Is it like learning a new language?
It actually is, because at the beginning, I would just laugh and nod and just have especially with Phil, would have no idea what he was saying. And now I've just learned that I have to mid-sentence be like, what is that? What do you mean by that? Because I had no idea. Definitely like learning a new language.
That's right. It's a friendly place to be. So Phil, Anna, and I will be talking today, and I will be directed by the producer a few bits. So if you hear Brendan yell at me, now you know, because I'm a bit far away from the mic. Now, we have a few facts. Phil, did you know any of these? Do you want to say any of them?
No.
No. Okay. Helpful. All right. Yeah. Anna is a surprise packet. She is a footy player, a diving champ, a ballerina, and a bunch of other things. Tell me a few other things.
Well, I think it's probably important to say that I'm personally liking that this is in present tense, but most of these are past. I was a few of these things. Yeah, okay. So I am a footy player still, but diving days and dancing days are very far behind me. But yeah, I played a lot of sport growing up. As you said, I'm from Bendigo, so that's sort of what you do on the weekends. There's not a lot else to do except for cow tipping. But
hey, we do that in California too.
Oh, yes!
The frick is cow tipping? You pick it up to...
They push them over while they're sleeping.
While they're asleep. You're usually drunk, and you've usually had a keg in someone's orchard, and then you sneak out and you just push them over.
No animals were harmed in the making of this podcast.
They just wake up and it's okay. That's funny. So, see, we're learning.
Glad I grew up in a city.
Well, the stuff you got up to, though.
Yeah,
some interesting things. And as also, what is your birth order? You are the youngest of?
Youngest of four. Yeah.
So,
the baby of the family.
The baby, yeah. My siblings would say the spoiled one. I think I'm very hard done by.
Of course.
Yeah, but your other siblings there, they broke in your parents, and you got away with everything that they had to fight for.
This is true. This is true.
Like going out late, coming home tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they were too tired by the end of
the day.
And,
she'll live. Don't worry about it. The first one, let's rush her to a hospital. No, this is the fourth one.
And And is also one of the most academically accomplished people at work. You have a Bachelor of Business from Monash with a major in business management and a minor in marketing, which is very handy now.
It's like a major minor. It's like an asteroid or something.
Because if you've noticed, the website or like the emails and the Instagram and things are looking a little bit different. Anna's doing all that right now. So that's very exciting for all of us. And also a little bit of a political mind there. You were the president of Monsoon.
I was. So that is the student union at the campus that I was at for 5 years of my 3-year degree. So I finished that up last year alongside graduating. So it's, super exciting. I don't know whether political minded moving forward, but it was definitely political while I was there. Yeah.
There we go. And so now we've got Anna all to ourselves.
Okay.
Pretty much. And I think we will discover more about how she came to us and some of the things that have flummoxed her trying to deal with us when we come back after this break. And we're back. Now, Anna, I want you to tell the story about how you came to us.
Oh, okay. So
in a dream.
A nightmare, actually. No. Very funny story. So, well, funny for some. I was made redundant at the beginning of 2020. I worked in retail at the time and so, lost my job. So I moved back to Bendigo with my parents and I was really lucky. I was working for my dad. He has a wholesale seedling nursery. So I was doing some labor there. And I really wanted to get back to the city. So my boyfriend at the time, his mum's from Chicago. So they shop with us and were customers. And we were hiring at the time for the store. You put out the call for applicants.
So wait a minute. So your boyfriend at the time, so he's not your boyfriend now?
No.
So that means we lost a customer.
No, he's actually asked me for hot sauce since that happened. He's like,
he wants a discount. Yeah.
He said, can you get me some Cholula? No. So he applied for the job and I was like, I'd you send it to me as well. I'd love to get back to the city. And of course, he at the time wanted me back in the city. So we both applied. We both interviewed. I got the job. He didn't. I think.
How did that happen? How do we skip an American?
Well, when you have a bunch of good applicants, you just have to pick the cream of the crop.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that they were?
No.
Okay.
So there was nothing with that.
No connections.
I had no idea that they were connected, but I did think it was very funny when I found out what happened later.
Yeah. I think I tried to keep it on the DL for a little bit because I felt really bad. And then I told Mackenzie and then it just sort of spread from there. But yeah, then I got the job and I was working in the warehouse and the store. And then recently, sort of end of last year, moved into this marketing role.
Good. Well, I'm glad that we found you. I'm sorry to your former boyfriend, but them's the breaks. Now, with marketing, what are you doing? So, so you work in the shop sometimes just to keep a handle on things, which I think is amazing. Now, and warehouse you've worked in as well. Now with marketing. So, what are you doing for us now?
So, essentially, so there's a few aspects to it, which is working really closely with Sean, the site manager, warehouse manager, to promote stock across all social media channels, emails, and run campaigns, and looking at it and going, what do we need to be pushing right now? What do we have excess of? So strategizing in that sense, but sort of day to day is just keeping social media going, interacting. Customers will just DM us. We actually get a lot. I think as society is moving into this technology focused era, or has been in it for a little while, people will just reach out to the Instagram page or the Facebook page and ask, I'm wondering where my order is, or things like that. So I actually interact with them daily in that sense. So sort of moved out of the store and interacting with them in the store, but talking to them just as much. Yeah, exactly. And there's a big creative element to it. So a lot of design work and trying to get consistency across all the channels and the EDMs and that sort of thing. So it's a pretty big task and I'm learning a lot as I go, but having the tertiary backing behind me is super helpful.
Yeah.
I mean, you actually learned something in school.
Yeah, thank God, because
that was useful.
Yeah, the hex that would be for nothing
otherwise.
More than I could. That's more than I could say.
Well,
I did learn how to a few things in school.
You did learn a few
things.
Cheat,
lie.
Not to tell anyone anything.
Yeah, don't tell anything.
I didn't say anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
We learned the principles of law. Yeah.
Well, we also can offer.
Don't say anything, otherwise be held against you.
What?
Yeah, what?
What are
where?
you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, we offer a few different education too, because when the stuff that comes in, that's all exciting and things, and it's like, what's this? How do you use that? So we actually have quite a fun time, and it's good having her in the office because there's some stuff I forget Australians don't know or haven't used. So it's because I'm so used to it now because I've been around it.
Yeah, it's like Christmas when we get new deliveries in.
Oh yeah,
especially like the last one. I think we got like 60 new products.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah,
they kept
but all the other stuff that we need still hasn't come. Yeah.
That's it. Now, I would like to know what you be careful thought about all of us. Well, what did you think when you walked into USAFoods first day at work?
So, as a collective, as Americans, is that what we?
Well, whatever.
Okay.
You tell us, but remember, be nice.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think really hard about
today is Anna's last day with USA.
Sorry, we missed.
No, to be honest, broadly speaking, without speaking specifically about the Americans, but I will say that in a second. Broadly speaking, I have loved this job and this business and everyone in it since day one. And that's why I've stuck around for so long. I love it more and more as I go on. But I think the biggest observation and the thing I'm still learning is that there's a lot of likeness between Australians and Americans, but there are some really, really big differences. And actually within America, the difference in the states and the regions and the areas is, even as we were saying before, the language that gets used, Sean speaks differently to how you speak, to how Phil speaks, it's wild. But other than that, everyone's been really friendly. I think there's maybe a perception of, or, the Americans we see on TV or the Americans we see in the media and that sort of thing. There's a perception of Americanisms, but actually just normal people, which sounds kind of like a throwaway thing, but you actually are.
It's good to know that we're normal.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Yeah, but we, because America does have 7 different dialects and, and we all grew up in different parts of the country, so everything is different. It's just the way it is. I'm sure also being a Bendigo girl, you're a lot different than being a girl that grew up in Melbourne or Sydney or Adelaide. Yeah,
it's actually Mackenzie and Ainsley, Phil and Barbara's kids.
No, they're not my kids.
Brendan and Barbara's daughters, who I work with, I pick on them all the time for being city kids. Like Mackenzie can't drive. I was driving when I was like 6. Those sort of things. Yeah, country folk are built different, and I think it's a great thing.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Phil.
Sorry. Well, I see that difference even like if I go to see my sister in Kansas, how much different my nieces and all that are over there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like from the burbs, so I'm different again.
Yeah. But even when I moved from New York to Jersey, like going 15 miles, it was like, where the hell am I? You know what year this is? Yeah.
So very, very different.
Yes.
Now, what are some of the things that might have been a hurdle for you at USAFoods at first?
Oh, I think just by virtue of growing up in Australia and not having access, and in Bendigo actually, I didn't know what USAFoods was really, and didn't have access to American products. So
you had a TV?
Yeah. I did watch The Simpsons growing up, so that helped a little bit.
Yeah.
But probably just not having that connection to a lot of Americans and Canadians and people who come to work, even expats, sort of grew up with the food and really have an understanding of it. I lacked that, which I knew coming into it, and I think I said to you in my interview, but definitely the biggest hurdle has just been not having that knowledge, but it's just built as I've the longer I've worked here. So,
and tasted your way through it.
And tasted my way through it. That's exactly right.
Yeah. And also, I guess the influence that we put on you.
Yeah.
Try this.
Can't escape it.
Yeah. And then we have the holidays you got to get used to too.
Yeah. So
well, like Halloween's big here now, but 15 or 20 years ago, there's nothing.
No.
And people used to criticize us because we used to run a big Halloween thing in Bentley. And people, what are you doing? You're Americans, and like all this nonsense we used to listen to it. Get out, go to your own country.
But then they join in.
Grumpy. I know,
and they love it.
It's Celtic.
Yeah, and it's for children. Don't you like children?
Don't you like your own kids? It's a bit of fun. Yes. No.
I went trick-or-treating when I was about 10, I think, because my cousin's best friend at the time was Canadian. So she was in Bendigo. They ran the ice hockey up there when we had a rink back in the day.
Remember that?
So I went trick-or-treating and I had so much fun. That was sort of my first taste of it. But in terms of the holidays, I think in the same way that Australians have moved away from the traditions, maybe the religious traditions of Christmas, but we still celebrate it. I think there's a lot in, for example, my friends and I were going to do a Friendsgiving at the end of last year. And then, unfortunately, someone had COVID, so we couldn't do it. But I think if more Australians understood maybe what the modern holidays look like, I think and maybe this is incorrect, and Americans don't see it this way, but I think people have moved away from the traditional reasoning behind it. Is that correct, would you say?
Well, see, it's funny, possibly with Christmas, because a lot of people celebrate Christmas that aren't religious at all. But what I think, and Phil, you can jump in, when the beauty of Thanksgiving is it's the only
non-sectarian holiday.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's not religious at all.
All right.
So it's just the one time.
It started religious with the Quakers, right?
Yeah, as a thank you.
Yeah.
Well, it was like, thanks for the harvest and no smallpox this year, thank you, sort of thing. But it is the one time that there's no presents. There are no presents. So it's not even, after presents or attention. It's just you get together, you trudge home like planes, trains, and automobiles, and everyone gets home and they see their family. They fight with their family. They love their family, and then they go. So even though Thanksgiving is probably like a very American holiday as is, everywhere has a Thanksgiving of some sort. And I love it when people come in and go, I've decided to do it this year with my friends or my family. And it's because it's lovely like that.
Yeah, I think the thing you said to me around that time when you actually brought in a plate of food for me.
Yes.
Your Thanksgiving food. It was so yummy. But you said at the time that Thanksgiving is the holiday that people will go home from college or go back to their families for as a rule, not Christmas. Whereas here, Christmas is, my sister will fly back from the States or from Sydney or wherever my family is, and for Christmas. But for you, it's Thanksgiving. Yeah. So, I really like that. And I definitely want to do the Friendsgiving thing this year.
You could create a new holiday. You could replace Australia Day, which everybody, argues about every year.
With a new, with a friends one. Exactly. I think it's a good idea.
And you could, if you call it Franksgiving, then nobody could complain about why you're copying the Americans.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Okay, I'm gonna copyright that actually right now.
And then all your food, you could have a big food platter of meat pies and sausage rolls and lamingtons. Yeah.
Depending on the state, because you can have a pie floater for another state.
Yeah. There you go.
That would be Brendan's favorite. Well, yes, and we have 4th of July coming, and Americans have a tendency to make things a celebration for everything. So we try to get special things in for, you would have seen, like Easter things coming in. And
I've seen the list.
Yes, we have a good Easter list.
Very exciting.
So would you like to do
I don't know, this isn't really, is Super Bowl considered a holiday? I know it's a massive sporting event.
It's a celebration.
It is. It's a big celebration.
I thought that I hope the Americans don't hate me after this, but before I worked here, I thought Super Bowl was baseball. I had no idea.
Answers your question. I don't think she's into American sport. Yeah,
I wasn't. I didn't have much exposure to it. I'm an AFL girl. I breathe AFL.
So, I will go on next because sport, she not my forte.
Yeah.
Now, this is an exciting thing. We've got a collection of products to our right. I think
these are. Did you pick all these out?
These are Anna's favorites.
Anna's favorites.
So,
wow.
I
could tell you one thing.
If you say
one product is healthy and the rest are not.
Yes.
Not a health store, as I always.
That's what I used to say to people when they were feeling guilty at the register. I'm like, Look, it's a sometimes food.
Yeah.
There's no guilt here. There's no guilt.
No.
Yeah, it's
that's
sometimes
right.
we're
Come
coming
back.
back.
You sure you don't want that 12-pack?
Yeah.
Now, Anna, please, do you want to take us through? What was the first thing you tried that you fell in love with on this table?
The first thing that I tried?
Yes.
Okay, so I think the first one out of all of these was between two, because I remember specifically buying these.
Which is a the Nutrageous.
The Reese's Nutrageous bar. The reason I tried this was because I was packing boxes in the warehouse, the same as the host. I say hostess.
Yeah, it's hostess.
But I really pronounce it's like Pertil.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. I tried the both of them when I was in the warehouse, and I wanted something sweet to snack on, and they're both really good snacking foods. I'm not a huge sweet tooth, but I went for the ones that looked appealing, I guess. I mean, that's debatable whether the honey bun looks appealing. But I tried them both.
That's an appealing name. Hey, honey bun.
Honey bun, that's right.
Sounds better than it looks, I think. Both so yummy. I still snack on them all the time.
Actually, when I asked some of the crew, I said, what do you think of? What do you think of a food for that Anna likes? And they all went, honey buns. That was it. Now, how do you feel about peanut butter and chocolate? Did you dive into that before us?
As in this?
As in trying the flavors of peanut butter and chocolate.
Yeah, I had peanut butter cups because there's a lolly store in Bendigo called Lollies to Go or something like that. And they actually have a lot of American candies. So I would go there after school sometimes. So I had Reese's peanut butter cups. You know Sugar Station that they have at the...
Yes.
Yeah, so when I would get the train from Bendigo to Melbourne, I'd always get two things. Black Cats for my mum because she loves them and peanut butter cups for me. So I had that before. But the Nutrageous has like crispy
it's more. It's a little bit more solid,
textured. Yeah.
textured.
It's like when
really
you can
good.
do a candy bar for lunch, like as in like, it has whole nuts in
like
it.
a Kit Kat. Yeah,
Sustenance.
That's right. Sustenance, that's right.
You don't feel as guilty.
That's exactly right. Now, what else do you love? Just walk us through.
Okay, so staying with the sweet things still, I moved from the honey bun to the coffee cake.
Oh,
but
we love the coffee
Phil
cake.
and I love the coffee cake.
But it took me a really...
But it's not the Drake, you know.
No, a customer asked for this the other day. They messaged us and said...
Actually, Entenmann's is... If this delay of transport ever comes about, we'll get the Entenmann's coffee cakes in because we did bring in some other Entenmann's products.
We did, and they were... and they're so good.
But now with the delays. But Drake's is...
They're on Seinfeld, right?
Yeah, Drake's is because it's an East Coast thing. Hostess used to be like West Coast. Tasty Cake used to be Philadelphia, but now Hostess, like, it's everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it took me a really long time to try these, and the reason is because I thought they had coffee taste in them, like espresso. I didn't actually understand what a coffee cake was. And then one day, Sean...
It's cake that you have a coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just a sweet cake. Cinnamon flavored, in fact. And one day, Sean had a box that was damaged. I think something had happened to it in transit. And he said, do you want to try one of these? And I was like, oh, no, I don't really like the taste of coffee. He goes, what are you talking about? He's like, what do you mean? It's got nothing to do with it. And
It's
it's a coffee cake.
So the coffee scroll here, there's no coffee in it, is there?
No, it is. The icing tastes like coffee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I scrape it off because it's usually too thick and awful.
Fondant. Yeah. Boston buns are better anyway, I reckon.
Well, see, and this is what happens at work when you go, hey, Anna thought this tasted like coffee.
Yeah, I have no idea. And so then now I've just learnt to just not read whatever it says, just try it because it's often misleading.
Yeah.
Also peanut butter and co, the milk chocolatey hazelnut spread.
Now you have had Nutella.
Yes.
So give us a comparison.
Without sounding like that guy, this is it tastes a little bit healthier than it. Like, it's not as rich, but I think it's yummier. Like, it tastes more authentic.
Well, if you notice I've read the ingredients before we came on. So the second ingredient on that is hazelnut. Okay. And if you read a jar of the other thing, hazelnut is way, way down at the bottom.
Yeah. So this is real hazelnut spread. It's also, gluten-free and all that. So it's a good one.
All of their products have all the little things on there. Gluten-free, kosher, this, that, and non-GMO and organic and green palm. And,
So we are a health food store.
Actually.
And 25% less sugar than the leading hazelnut spread.
All know who that is.
Yeah.
And part of started the baptism of fire of working at USA Foods, is the lunchroom table.
Yes.
Because if there's...
It could get messy.
It can get messy, and we do have to clean it up, but it's also like, this bag broke up, and I'll put it there, everyone can try it.
Yeah.
You know, and people do, or Phil... It's telling me to be closer to the mic, and I keep looking at it.
Yeah.
I know. Or, you know, something's broken, we'll try it. Or I bought this, anyone else want to try it? And there's always a collection of goodies on the table.
Yeah. Often stale chips.
Well, once they get open.
Yeah.
The worst ones are if it's been open. I mean, if like sometimes you open up the box and the tape sticks to a bag and it breaks it open. And so it's still fresh.
Yeah.
But sometimes if it popped open in transit.
In America. Then it's come all the way from the port open the whole time. Yeah.
It's like a sponge.
And just go,
That's
it.
Actually, if you break it in half, you don't hear it crack.
Oh, that's how you know.
Well, it's an easy
a
way.
Nugget.
Okay, there you go.
There's a knowledge. It's better than trying to eat it. Yeah.
So, again, the final sweet thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Muddy Buddies.
Oh.
Fantastic. A really rogue one, I think. But they don't have them all the time. But they are absolutely delicious. They're like Chex covered in, it's like
chocolate
icing sugar.
And
they got peanut butter
icing
in them.
sugar, yeah. Jeanette has made them in the past a few times, you know, homemade ones. And they were all...
That's what I
That's what Barbara said.
Yeah, I was like, oh, well, that's just things people would make. And now they've been packaged, so you don't have to make them. It's like, people made those.
Yes.
So good.
I wouldn't. I would buy the packet because I'm not a great cook, but they are so yummy.
That is not difficult. That's just melting stuff, Anna. I have
Tell me
faith in
that.
Still got to cook it, yeah.
This is an important one, actually.
Yes.
Okay, so
we're talking about the Oreos stuff.
Double stuff.
American Oreos.
American
With one F.
Oreos. If there are any Australians that are listening to this, American Oreos.
There better be Australians listening to this.
Hopefully, to the Australians listening to this.
Yeah.
The American Oreos are so much better than the Australian Oreos.
Well, the Australian Oreos are not made in Australia, nor are they made in North America. I think a lot of the Oreos are made in Mexico now. You know, Mondelez.
The Australian ones?
The American ones.
Oh, the American. Well, they're made with real cocoa.
Yeah, and the Australian ones are usually made like in Malaysia or somewhere.
Right. Well, wherever they're making them, they're not making them the same as the American ones, because the American ones,
the water.
Yeah. I took these home to my housemates.
Yeah.
It was when we had a massive collection of them. We had the golden ones, the maple cream, you know, peanut butter, like the whole collection of the Oreos. Put them in a giant Tupperware container. It was like a lucky dip. And my housemates would pick at them. I thought they would last us a few weeks. They were gone in days. Like, we're obsessed. And they still to this day are like, can you bring home some double stuffed Oreos for us? Then my savory babies. These are my loves.
Now save that last one over there for your product profile.
Okay, save that for later. So do I need to save this one too?
No, you don't say that one.
Great. Is it Zatarain's?
Zatarain's.
Zatarain's.
Depends who you talk to. Yep.
A New Orleans tradition since 1889. So the dirty rice 1 pot packet. This has saved my life as a uni student. And I remember talking to Katrina, the finance manager, a while ago about this product, and she was saying how, you know, she'll just chuck it on, or the jambalaya, or one of them, when she can't really be bothered, you know, cooking, or they've been really busy or something like that. And since then, whenever I have one of these in the pantry at all times, this is like one of those 15-minute meals. You just chuck it on, and I'm pescatarian, so I don't add any protein to it. Sometimes
we're Catholic.
We still like it.
Yeah.
Fish and chips every Friday. That's a really good one if you're a uni student or if you just can't be bothered cooking. Delicious. Then Sean also introduced me to this. I have a lot because I eat a lot of our food. The La Marina.
She doesn't comply with eating a lot.
I know. There's a lot of...
I know you can't see Anna, but Anna is very trim.
It's the footy. It's the running around on that big ground.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's the footy, and she's always moving around.
Yeah.
Always. In transit. So the La Marina homemade style red Mexican salsa. This with Frito scoops is, I literally had this for
yesterday.
Smoko yesterday. Yeah. Smoke, not actual Smoko. I was just sitting at my desk. But this is incredible. Sean also got me onto this. I take all of your word as Bible when it comes to American food. So if anyone suggests something to me, that's fantastic. It's a bit spicy, but not as spicy as the other ones. I'm very weak with spice, though.
You know what's
So
also
that's it.
really good with salsa,
Mm.
okay, is a little bit of sour cream.
Just together, just eat them like that.
Yeah. Very
See?
Mexican. Mexicans use a lot of sour cream. Like if you go to a Mexican restaurant, you'll get your plate with like 4 different things on it. There's always sour cream there on somewhere.
This is exactly what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, all the little tidbits.
Yes,
this
that
is
I
how
would
you
not
really
know.
want to eat it.
Yes, exactly. Because
Yeah.
I'm now going to go home, try that. Steal one of my housemates'
Mm-hmm.
sour creams
Yep.
and try that. Okay, this is going to make a little bit of noise, this one.
Okay.
The Cheetos in the cheddar jalapeno crunchy. Now, I have always said as a joke, I pronounce this phonetically, so I say jalapeno to my friends. But I got to the point where I was talking to a customer one day in the shop.
Oh, you said jalapeno.
And I said jalapeno, and she looked at me and I was like, I know it's not jalapeno.
Yeah.
And by that point, I'd already dug myself into this hole, and the more I tried to explain it, the worse it got. But to everyone listening,
can you say?
Oh, no. Oh, okay. This was in the episode the other day. Taco.
Oh, okay.
Is that right?
Yes.
Taco.
And the other one is
Must say tacos.
yeah, taco.
Oh, nacho.
Or the way people say the main ingredient, the Mexican flatbread.
Oh.
How do you say that? How do you say that, Anna?
I'm going to get this, I think.
Okay.
Tortilla?
Yes.
Yay!
Tortilla.
Yeah, like one of my favorite chefs is Rick Stein.
Yes.
And he does this whole thing going through Mexico. And he's like, all the way through, he's been there probably for weeks. And he's still saying, he still can't say taco or nachos. I'm really surprised that one of the Mexican guys haven't slapped him around.
Or when a customer goes, do you have any tortillas? And I'm like, yes, the tortillas are right here.
No, I remember as a joke one day, it's the same. Like I also say mosquito just as a bit of a gag. But one day I said to Ainsley in my office, quesadilla.
Oh my God.
And Barbara yells over from her office cubicle to my cubicle and goes, Anna, do not ever say that again. And I was like, sorry, Barbara. And now I just whisper it if I ever want to say it.
We're going to give you a roadmap of Los Angeles.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
La Seneca.
La Seneca.
La Savita. All the streets.
But if you get your GPS, now that we can travel, so if you go to LA, get a GPS, put it on an Australian setting or the British saying, because they say it incorrectly. It's very funny. It's worth it. Now, these are your true addictions.
Yes, these are my savory go-tos. Now, Lowry's garlic. Is it Lowry's? Is that how you say it? It is, yeah. Lowry's garlic salt. Coarse ground with parsley. So I got an air fryer for Christmas, which has changed my life. I was talking to Phil about the air fryer on and off for months, and then I finally got one, so that was fantastic. I put this garlic salt on everything, vegetables especially, but I will put it in pasta. I will put it in anything that, salt can be added to. If you're going to add salt to it, you may as well add garlic. Yeah, exactly. My only qualm, but it's not the worst thing. It has very big holes. Yeah.
So it comes out
very fast.
Yeah,
so you got to be cooking for a family if you want to put it on like that. But it's actually beautiful. It's so yummy, and it does add a really good hit of flavor. Mm-hmm. And the last one is the Cully's Kitchen. It's actually plant-based, gluten-free, and it's great on fish, which as a pescatarian, I love, but it's the pickle naze. So it's like a mayo and it's got pickled dill flavor throughout it. Again, I put this on absolutely everything, things that it probably doesn't belong on.
Yeah, but that's how you taste things. Like the other day, I told you I made egg salad.
Yes.
Yeah, Mrs. Luger's egg salad. And, I wanted to spice it up a bit. I put kimchi on it.
Ooh. Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Well, I got a very dry bacon and egg muffin the other day. It was dry. And so I went, we all have this 3 bottles of pickle naze in the work fridge with people's names on it. So I got mine.
I'm going to try yours. I haven't tried that.
And that was fantastic. And
I like pickles. I like mayonnaise. I should
like
that.
I think Kenzie put it put me on it because Mackenzie's vegan. So, and it.
Me too.
Yes. Well,
Ken's put me on it.
Yes.
As well.
So she loved it. So that's how I learned
so
it.
it's egg free.
And it's fantastic for people that like the dill flavor. It's really good. But I didn't mean to steal that from you. I'm sorry.
It'd be good on like fried fish too.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what's really funny about these products is so my sister actually lives in America. She lives in New York City.
She doesn't even know them.
Well, yeah, some of them
she goes to the bodega over there. Of course they're not going to have
They
that.
can carry everything.
Or she wants all the time, you know, being homesick, wants us to send her
care package.
Yeah, she ran out of Haig's chocolate the other day and goes, I will pay one of you. She's meant to save them for Easter. She's eaten them all already, obviously. She's like, I will pay one of you to send these over. So I will talk to her about some things we can connect on, like she was in Trader Joe's the other day just shopping. And I said, all the customers really want us to get things from Trader Joe's, you know. I think it's near impossible, isn't it? But even like recipes and that sort of thing, she started bringing candied yams to Christmas. And then last Christmas, I returned the favor. After you, Barbara, made me some green bean casserole for Thanksgiving, I then made green bean casserole for Christmas. I made 2 huge ones.
Yep.
Bought the products, I mean, not the beans, but I bought the onion and the fried onion and the mushroom soup at work, and my family loved it. And it's another one of those things where because it's an American food, people are like, you know, nah,
they do that. It looks ugly because sometimes ugly is delicious,
and it was absolutely phenomenal.
Stick to your ribs, comfort food.
Exactly. So now we know what you like. What don't you like?
Oh, okay. There's one thing that jumps to front of my mind.
Yeah, that's what we want to know.
Dr. Pepper.
Oh.
I cannot do it.
Even hot or cold?
Hot?
Yeah, try it hot with lemon in it.
No, what?
Or orange, actually. Yeah,
orange. Citrus in it.
I'm going to be really annoyed if this is one of those things that I actually end up loving.
You probably will.
I wish I had known. I would have got a can and I would have made you try it before we go
I'll
back.
try it at work today when I head in.
It's a winter thing, so we'll wait.
Okay.
In fact, we used to have an old poster somewhere.
Yes, I'd probably be somewhere.
Yeah, of a snowman with a mug of Dr. Pepper.
My cousin Donna Jo made it for me the first time.
Warm it up or just...
Yeah, you put it in a pan and warm it up.
What?
And then it's like hot. It's like having a hot cider.
Dr. Pepper is an ingredient. Like if you make baked beans.
Yeah, and cough syrup.
Use
That's what it's an ingredient.
Use a can of Dr. Pepper in it.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, with a few other things. But or Coke. You know, and then you just cook it down for like 2 hours until it gets to nothing. It evaporates it all and you just get the essence of flavor of it.
Well, this is one of those things that I've learned upon trial and error and working here for a long time, not to knock anything until I've tried it. So I will try it. But one thing I will not try again that I also really don't like, Twizzlers.
Yeah.
Can't do them. No. Can't do them.
I'm a Red Vines person, so I can't do Twizzlers.
I can't do either one.
I can't do either. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Not enough in it for me.
Now, I do want to say, Anna learned a new word last week. She learned
not
a
from
new
me.
word. Not from you.
Because she couldn't say it on the radio.
No, that's right. That's it. Luckily, and it fits in with the swearing in the office too.
Okay.
So,
what word was it?
It's something that you use. It's a sort of wood.
Oh, yeah, it's right.
What did you learn last week? How do you say?
I still can't remember how to say it, but I pronounce it as mesquite.
Mesquite.
Sounds like something that a pig had. Squeak.
Well, and the funny thing is, going back to the whole, tortilla, etc., and jalapenos, everyone thought she was joking. We thought you were just joking. We thought you knew how to say mesquite.
Yeah, I actually said it to Phil because we were unloading a container, and I was like, so this is the size of the mesquite bag. And he goes, what did you just say? And I was like, the mesquite charcoal. And then Sean started laughing. They're both laughing at me. I went over, yelled into the warehouse. I was like, Mackenzie, you didn't tell me I was saying this incorrectly for the last 2 years. Mackenzie goes, I thought you knew. I thought you knew this. And I've been saying it with confidence to customers for 2 years. Thank God I'm just in marketing now and I just write it. I don't actually have to pronounce it.
Did you just call it Mosquito before?
Yeah, that's probably why. Exactly.
That's it now. And evidently there's a very good packing playlist when you're out there packing.
Yes.
You should put that on Spotify.
It's on Spotify.
It is on Spotify?
But it's not safe for work. As in, you wouldn't play it with customers.
Yeah, but if I'm on Spotify in the car,
Phil
What is it called?
You could give it. It's called Mac Daddy and I. So Mackenzie's Mac Daddy.
So if I go to Spotify, Spotify, play Mac Daddy and I playlist, that'll come up.
Yeah, it should do. I'll link it to you. I'm not sure. It has some old ones. It's got some Rolling Stones in it.
Yeah.
It also has Megan Thee Stallion and some.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I didn't think you would have. But it's a collaborative, so we all have access to adding music to it.
Yep.
So that no one fights over what is getting played.
Or even Rocco.
Well, we played it in
not
our
everybody.
end. Yeah.
Yeah, there's two ends of the warehouse, which can be handy. Now, Anna is sort of responsible for the birth of the Knowledge Nugget. Because we were in the office.
Yeah. Oh, and making rice.
Yeah, Ainsley was there. I was there, and Anna was talking about, I just get the parboiled rice and stick it in the microwave because rice is hard. And Ainsley went, rice isn't hard. It's so easy. You just, you put a cup of rice and 2 cups of water, put the lid on, and you walk away.
Yeah.
And Anna's like, what?
Already this had blown my mind.
Yeah.
She goes like, there's a method to this? We're like, yes, Anna. But
a lot of people are scared of making rice. It is that easy.
Oh,
and I learned it 40 years plus ago, going to learn how to make sushi. And the fella said, this is how you make sushi rice. And the theory of how you make rice, or whatever rice you make, it's always the same.
1-to-2 ratio.
1-to-2 ratio.
Yeah.
Put it up to a boil. Simmer, a low simmer, and a as he said, you put a lid on it, a tight lid onto it. Don't look at it for 20 minutes.
Walk away.
Just walk away. Don't look at it for 20 minutes. 20 minutes, it's all done. Turn the heat off, open it up, fluff it up, you're done.
I'll do you one better.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Ben's microwavable rice from Woolworths.
90 seconds.
90 seconds in the microwave. Don't have to look at it. Walk away. Done.
It smells funny though. It smells funny.
Tastes good. Don't have to.
Well, you
don't
mix
have to
it with
clean any
stuff,
pots and pans. It's
Now,
brilliant.
Anna and her family became TikTok famous.
Wow.
Tell us about it, Anna.
So every New Year's, my family goes away to Falls Creek, which is up in the mountains in Victoria. My parents used to go because they were runners and they did altitude training up there. I'm not a runner, but we still go up every year. And there's a big group. So there's all the parents that used to run together, and then there's all of their children. So even though most of the kids are now in their 30s, we call us the kids and the adults. The kids for the last 10 years, maybe not 10 years. I reckon it is 10 years, have dressed up and done a theme at New Year's. Things like double denim, Hawaiian shirts. Can I swear? No, I won't swear. Bad kit. Let's call it that. And then one year we all went as, Freddie Mercury from the Live Aid concert. The band, the singlet. That was fantastic. We were just going Galileo all over the mountain. And then a couple of years ago, 2020/21, it must have been that one. We all decided to dress up as Dan Andrews. So Phil's favorite. So we made a backdrop that was like as if he was at a press conference. Yeah. We had some people I was in suits. I was serious Dan. I was making a serious announcement. We had people in North Face jackets, wigs on, glasses on. And I was off the cuff, was just like, I'm going to just film us doing this. This will be funny. So I filmed the process of us hammer and nails, building this backdrop, everyone putting their makeup on, getting ready, and then the finished product of what we all looked like in front of it. And it went viral. We had, now not that Daily Mail is a reputable news source.
No, but I was like, Anna's in the Daily Mail.
Yeah, we were on the news. We were everywhere. And it was, I'm still riding the high. I still tell people when I meet them, I'm like, did you know? Have you seen this video? I was thinking people were going to recognize me walking down the street.
There she is.
Yeah, there she is. That's the Dan lover. Yeah.
So did Dan send you a letter?
So this is the thing I'm most annoyed about.
He didn't even acknowledge
Never commented on it. Never said anything.
Dill.
I know. I was doing him a favor, I thought.
Yes. I thought you were too. You were working for his marketing team.
Exactly.
At that point. Now, the last question that I have for you is, evidently the girl said you would be interested in a garbage plate. Can you explain a garbage plate to me?
I had to Google this because I didn't know what it was.
Oh.
But it's like
all the junk on it.
It's like a garbage pie,
Yeah.
Is it for a hangover? Am I making that up?
No, I think it's just for consumption. So it's got like macaroni and cheese, hamburger patties, everything greasy and sloppy on one plate.
My favorite. And I am hungover more often than I'd like to admit. So I think in that sense,
that would suit you well.
That would suit me really. So would you call, and don't take offense to this, but what you prepared for Thanksgiving, is that considered a garbage plate?
No.
Because it had lots of
You want to hit her, I'll hit her. No.
Sorry, I don't know.
A garbage plate's like a garbage pie. You go to or a hamburger with everything on it.
Or the kitchen sink.
Yeah, the
it's
kitchen
got
sink.
Like everything.
They can put like everything on it. So I would call that a garbage pie, or so they got.
So you might even put Fritos on top of it. Like you have everything sort of squishy and gooey, and like that.
Yeah.
And actually, I think the closest thing that you could do to still a little one is a Hawaiian Loco Moco, where they have it is rice, so you need that to soak up the alcohol. A hamburger patty, gravy over the top of that, and a fried egg on top.
What?
It's so good.
Oh, I'm taking your word for it.
I'll make it.
Okay, I was about to say it sounds like too much admin for me to make, so maybe you could do that.
All right, so I think we're at the end of this segment, and we'll be right back with more. Okay, we're back from K-Eat Radio.
That's
so
right.
We have Anna here as our special guest, and could we have her do the housekeeping?
Yes.
Could you go get the rags and the washcloths?
That's hilarious. So, how do I do it? Do I just shoot through it?
Just tell us what the.
Okay. So the code for the month of March, that's the Gdayall listener code, is madness. Just enter madness.
As in March.
As in March Madness on the USAFoods website. So you'll see products listed, or you can search in the top left-hand corner and search Gdayall or listener discount. And the products that have the little logo on it are eligible to be discounted. So store is open 7 days a week. Check our site for the hours, and subscribe, share, and engage with the podcast at podcast@usafoods.com.au. And we actually also, I might plug this while I'm here.
Yes.
This is very exciting. We have an Instagram page called Gdayall Pod, @Gdayall Pod, which is about to be completely revamped. And you know what? I'll just leave it as a surprise. But there's some really exciting stuff coming. If you're an Instagram user and you consume your media that way, give us a follow and stay tuned for what's coming.
Wow.
Now, Anna, it's not Gdayall. It's Gdayall.
Gdayall.
Y'all.
Gdayall.
Y'all. That twang.
Okay.
Yeah.
G'day, y'all.
Yeah.
That's right.
We'll have slap around later.
I say Gdayall.
It's the two countries moving.
Yes, no, I know, and I know that.
As my grandmother used to say, y'all come back now.
Yeah.
See, I say y'all. Actually, I say y'all all the time now from working at USAFoods.
You don't get that from me. I don't say y'all.
No, Sean says it, I think.
He
you
does,
say it.
and
Do you
I say it,
something?
yeah. I say ironically a lot, but yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't say y'all. We say other words, but not y'all.
Now we have got some store super specials that Sean has given us. These are no codes needed.
These all have to do with Anna.
Yes. Isn't that nice? We picked a theme and we stuck with it. So these will be from Wednesday, the 9th of March to the following Tuesday, which I think is the 15th. I just was winging that. No code needed. PB&Co milk chocolatey hazelnut spread. What is usually $8.99 down to $6.99. Zatarain's Dirty Rice Dinner Mix, the uni student's best friend, was $7.99 down to $5.99.
Well, big savings.
I know. And Cully's Pickle Nays, 350 mils, was $7.99, now $6.99. You can't go wrong with any of those.
And
yes,
that's in store as well. So if you want to come and say hi,
come say hi.
In store too.
Yeah,
that is true. Now, Anna, Phil and I do a personal best product profile. And luckily for us, and I think you're in the same boat, we can just open our cupboards and go, oh, yeah, I'll pick that because I have that. Now, Anna, what is yours?
So, personal best. Now, this was actually, it was hard, but it was also a no-brainer in that everything bagel seasoning, the Bensonhurst original blend that we sell. So should I describe it? What's in
Yes.
it? White and black sesame seeds, garlic, onion, poppy seeds, salt. I will work my meals around this. So I will actually, someone's making dinner and I'll think, can I put bagel seasoning in that? No, then I don't want it. I put this on like everything. So poached eggs in the morning, yes. Avocado and toast, yes. Put it in pasta, put it in salads, put it just on a crusket with cream cheese. The only thing so far that I've trialed it in, which just was silly because it has flavor already. I did put it in dal the other day, but dal is so flavorsome that it actually just didn't make sense. My mouth was very confused. I was like, what is going on here?
But I do remember something, Anna. I saw you putting bagel seasoning on something in the lunchroom, and then you were putting salt on it. And I said, Anna, that has salt in it. And you went, oh my God.
You never have too much salt. You know what? I reckon it was the garlic Lowry salt, probably, because I put salt in everything.
And that's too much salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe a bit too much. Oh, no, there's never too much
Never
garlic.
too much garlic.
So one of my nuggets, like with using that, okay, like if I make like a bagel with a schmear, cream cheese, right? I'll put the cream cheese on, then I'll sprinkle that over, and then I'll smash it all back down in the cream cheese or the avocado and stuff so it sticks and it doesn't go all over the place when you eat it.
Oh, that is the most simple because it goes everywhere.
Yeah, it goes everywhere.
It's like
so you got to place it, get it in there. Yeah. So if you have something that's soft, just get a knife over it and spread it again.
How do I not think? I'm like Hansel and
How
Gretel.
do you not
I'm
think
leaving
about
bread.
this?
Is that Hansel and Gretel? I'm leaving. My housemates can see where I've been because there's a trail of black sesame seeds leading to my room. And actually,
it's okay if you have a bird in the house because
yeah, that's true. This is another one of the ones that I'm basically like a filter for other Australians. So I've tried this, I've fallen in love with it, and now there's 3 other customers being my housemates that are obsessed with it as well. So fantastic.
Okay. Well, that was one nugget. That's not the official nugget anyway.
And Phil was keeping this nugget hostage. So what is your nugget?
So my nugget, this came up this week. It's cleaning out the fridge.
Right.
So we had these in big jars that's a half full of sun-dried tomatoes that we got from Costco and another one with artichoke hearts.
Right.
And Jeanette goes, well, we need to make room in the fridge, and these things, they take up a lot of room. So I said, well, why don't you take those 2 products, just take it out with a slotted spoon so you get rid of all the oil, throw it into your blender and blend them up.
Oh, you make like a pesto sort
pesto.
of.
So, a pesto without the pesto.
Yeah.
So anyway, no, they have another way for it. It's like they do olives with it.
I know
it starts with a T. It's like tapas something.
It'll come to me.
Anyway.
Yes. There you go.
So I haven't had the artichokes yet, but I have had the blended up tomatoes, and it's wow.
Fantastic.
I put it on an oat cracker, one of those oat crackers, and with a bit of cheese on top of it. It was like superb.
That's fantastic.
And now I'm looking to put it into sauces and other things. I'm just going to go on my pizza.
You can even stick them in the freezer if you've done that and like pop them away.
Well, they're already, because they have oil and all that, so they're already cured.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well,
and it takes a big jar this big down to a little old jam jar.
We've got an issue similar to that because we've had to clean out the cupboard above the fridge, where all the booze was held, and there's
just call me that. But we
took all these bottles out. It's like we have so much, but it all has like an inch of alcohol at the bottom of it. So we need to make like a Long Island iced tea of sorts. Just pour it all together. Now
you got one.
I got my knowledge nugget is, first of all, I think new generation of people need to. Everything's online, right? But buy yourself one good cookbook, one basics, something you fall in love with, because you should have one cookbook, because any notes that you have, I stick in the back of, like I have my grandmother's tamale pie recipe in the back of my Betty Crocker cookbook and things. So it's sort of like a Bible. Yep. But in any cookbook that you have or any recipe that you're going to keep, make notes, mark all over it. Mark, that didn't work.
Yeah, I use those, what are those yellow things?
Sticky notes.
Sticky notes.
Yeah.
But see, because I do it on YouTube, I got them all over the TV now. Don't know where.
Yes, there we go. But, some of the notes you can put on He doesn't mean sorry. So make notes for what didn't work. If you needed to add more or less of an ingredient, I always add more garlic. So I put a note what I actually put in so I can repeat it. Or if it took you longer because oven temperatures are different. And if you'd make it again.
Yeah. And remember the thing in America, you always have, if on anything you're making like cakes, if you make it in high atmosphere, like, you got to increase something up
the altitude
down.
is,
altitude adjustment. Yeah.
That's right. I always wanted to live in a place where I had to do that.
Okay. So now we're going to go to a new segment called We Got Goss.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nah.
So I was just at a local food show and speaking with the fellows from Rich Foods, like in Rich's, like if you remember Rich's Whip, and the famous for the Rich's eclairs, I think that everybody knows in America.
Yes.
Okay. So they have this new thing, and maybe we should put it in the shop, but it's for real. And what it is, it's already pre-done cups, and you put this into this machine, and it makes a thick shake.
So it's frozen cups. So you grab the cup out of the freezer.
So the cap, so you have it comes out of the freezer, you put it in a little machine, does whatever it does to it. And next thing you know, you got a thick shake made with real milk and cream and all this other good stuff.
That sounds really good. That sounds like I think the staff would absolutely pay for a whole bunch of that at the beginning.
And you drink it too fast, you get those,
And I did see.
I used to do that to my dog. We used to get Rocky ice cream, and he's licking it, and all of a sudden you can see he's getting a brain freeze.
Oh, no. Poor Rocky. Well, that makes me think because they had a mint chip one because I looked at the brochure that looked fantastic. I'm one of those people going, I think we should get this because I really want it.
And the mint chip one, and you put some alcohol in it. Yep.
Well,
and you make a grasshopper out of it, a frozen grasshopper.
Well, they had alcoholic mixes because knowing me, I saw that Phil on the next page. Check this out. And also just quickly in the news of drinks, the Shamrock milkshake that is at McDonald's every year for a brief period of time for St. Patrick's Day. No, they've never done it. Yeah. That's not fair. They should.
Yeah.
But they never have any competition for this. Now, Dunkin' has made a Shamrock Macchiato. Wow. So they are now. How do they do it? It's like having a sippable Lucky Charm this spring. So they have added it has layers of bold, smooth espresso atop rich, creamy Irish cream flavor with notes of sweet cream and vanilla that capture the unmistakable flavor profile of Irish whiskey. Wow! Which give me that over the Shamrock, I'm thinking. And it comes in bright green.
Of course.
So that is.
Well, we used to make green bagels too. Yeah, everything green beer, green bagels.
Yes.
The
green cream cheese. I've seen green cream cheese on a green bagel.
Well, that's probably cream cheese has been in the fridge too long.
It wasn't fluffy.
It wasn't even St. Patty's Day.
Ew.
Oh. Anyway, speaking of about next week's show.
We're going to be talking about cheap eats.
Yes.
That's it. So now we should remember to put some Zats in for the uni student special, which at home was top ramen. 25 cents for a meal. So we'll be talking about that next week.
And I remember growing up as a kid and going to my probably first year of college because I was driving and going over to Staten Island. I went to Staten Island Community College. SICC, S-I-C-C. And there was a big chain stores that were there, and they didn't have it in Brooklyn. And I remember buying the Swanson's meat pies. The chicken pot pie.
Yeah. I loved those.
They were like $2 for a quarter.
Yes.
That was so cheap.
I went to San Joaquin Community College, and Brendan used to go, is it walking? Like walking down the street? And it says Joaquin.
Joaquin. All right. So let's go with this sign off. And this, we do have a special sign off.
Yes. So usually we go for a quote. So I asked the whole staff, I said, what does Anna say the most? Right? So there are a few of them. The runner-up was, let's circle back.
I do say that a lot.
Yes,
but she could be the secretary for the press secretary for the president.
We'll circle back to that.
And she could pass. You did the thing with what's his name over here with the Andrews, right? Now you could do it with the press secretary. Jim Pesky. So you just got to part your hair different. And for those who can't see, she's a redhead. natural red, or what do you call
Auburn.
Auburn? Not Auburn. No, Auburn's red.
No, that's auburn hair.
My mum says it's Auburn.
It is. I agree with your mom.
And what's the other word? Oh, rusty. What's the other word for redheads? So
ginger.
Ginger.
Rusty.
Yeah. No, rusty. Yeah, rusty.
Yeah,
rusty.
that's at home.
Yeah,
Rusty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, rusty. Yeah, so you call somebody rusty, yes, he's redhead.
As blue.
That's what we call someone who's hungover.
Rusty.
Be rusty.
So you just got to part your hair different and come down a little bit more on one side.
Yeah. Anna has brought corporate speak.
And you'll be on TikTok all over America. But we'll even get you on Fox News in America. You do that.
I don't know if I want to be on Fox News in America.
But think of the publicity. Then next thing you know, they might even pick you up on Saturday Night Live. They always look for people. Yeah.
Right. So
Right.
this is actually fits with the saying
I'll be a manager, okay?
10% that everyone voted on is let's unpack this.
Yes, I say this all the time. It's never a simple conversation. Someone will say, oh, I'm really tired today. I'm like, let's unpack it. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on?
I tell you, like this, what's in this box? I don't know. Like I just packed it for a customer. I forgot what it was.
Let's unpack this.
Yeah.
Well,
it was so nice having you here.
Thank you so much.
And you'll get to see her live and in person on Saturday Night Live coming up.
Phil will be there going, I'll take my 10%.
Remember where you came from.
That's right.
Or on the Gutfield show because he does that.
You are shocking.
Okay. There you go. Till next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
See ya.